Hey, what's going on guys, and welcome to the video. Today's vehicle is a 2007 Cadillac Escalade that just rolled in straight off the farm. And as you guys can imagine, with this being a farm vehicle, it's pretty dirty. All right, so taking a look around this Escalade, and it's likely safe to say that it hasn't been cleaned once since I detailed it nearly a year ago now, as there's tons of dust all around the vehicle, especially on the back end, up on the front, and it's absolutely hammered with dead bugs. And the door jambs, well, every single one is absolutely full of dust, with the tailgate jamb being almost as bad as it was last time. But moving inside now, and besides the dirty floor mats and all the garbage, pretty well every surface is covered in dust, from the carpets to the seats. Every single inch of the inside needs to be cleaned. But just before we jump into the video, take a quick second and make sure you're subscribed to the channel. I post a new video like this every week, so if you've got the bell on, you won't ever miss out on one. Alright guys, well I am excited to get started on this Escalade and get it back to baller status once again. So sit back, relax, and enjoy the transformation. Alright guys, so if you've been following the channel for a while, you'd know that I detailed this Escalade late last fall, right after harvest was done. And with this being a farm vehicle, it's naturally going to get pretty dirty, so I wasn't at all surprised to see it in this shape after only a year. And make sure you guys stick around until the end of the video, as I was able to record the customer's reaction when they picked up the vehicle, which isn't something I'm always able to do for you guys. Okay, moving to the back here, and having done this vehicle before and knowing that it drives on gravel roads a ton, I know it's going to take quite a bit of time to get all the dust out of the crevices. I think I spent almost 15 solid minutes back here, as it was like a never-ending fountain of mud. No matter how much I sprayed, there was always more dust hiding in there. Okay, so as you saw in the opening, in behind the glass here and in the tailgate jamb, there was tons of dust. So as you know, the easiest way to take care of this is with the pressure washer, but obviously I don't want to splash mud all over the inside of the vehicle. So using this blanket to catch it works perfectly. And I remember a few people suggesting last time that I get some plastic and tape the entire area off, but not only would that take quite a bit of time, I'm a work smart, not hard kind of guy, so doing it this way just makes the most sense. Now for the wheels here, again, the inside barrel of the rim was full of caked on dirt. So thankfully with an open wheel design, I can get in nice and close and hit it from different angles to be sure I get it all sprayed out. Moving up to the front end, and once again I'm dealing with a graveyard of dead bugs here, so I'll remove what I can with the pressure washer and then use some bug remover on whatever's left. Alright, with the door jambs all sprayed out now, I'll grab my undercarriage washer, and knowing how dusty the jambs were, it's pretty likely the underside is covered in dust too, so I'm making sure to make nice, slow passes here. And if any of you are curious as to where you can get one of these undercarriage sprayers, I've got the link down in the description for you, and it's definitely a tool I would recommend as they are very reasonably priced and come with a standard 1/4 inch quick connect coupler that can hook up to most pressure washers. Alright, so to address the remaining bug guts, I'll spray on some Adams bug remover, and we'll let that sit for a few minutes so it can safely break down the bug guts, making them far easier to remove when I get to the wash process. And while that does its thing, I'll prep my wash bucket, putting in a good glob of Adams car shampoo, and then we'll make sure I've got grit guards in both my buckets as well. Moving up to the front end and using a detail brush here is allowing me to loosen up any of the bug guts that are stuck in the hard to reach crevices of the grille. Now, I guess there's something about this Escalade that Mike must really like, because he even helped me with it last year too. And of course, it sure didn't take him long to start bouncing around like a total goof. Now, even though his attention span isn't all that great, it's still nice to have the help, and I get a pretty good kick out of him too. Alright, with the vehicle dry, I'll quickly get these rubber floor mats cleaned up, and after spraying them off, I'll simply use some all-purpose cleaner diluted 4:1, hit them with the drill brush, and then blast them clean. Okay, moving to the interior, and after pulling the third row seats out, I'll then get all the personal items removed from the glove box and the center console. And if you've seen the video from last year, you might remember the collection of air fresheners that I had found. Well, since it seemed like they were collecting them, I had made sure to return them to the owner after that detail. So I had a pretty good laugh when I found them again at the bottom of the console. Now, of course, I'm not going to toss them, as these are clearly very important to the owner. So I'll make sure to add the new collection of trees hanging on the parking brake here to the pile, and looking at the entire pile of them, and this is definitely up there with one of the funnier things that I found in a customer's vehicle. Now, as I finish vacuuming in between the second row seats here, I've been debating whether or not to take them out, and really I was on the fence because I knew that I extracted the carpets underneath the frame last year, so it should still be clean, but the amount of dust that I was seeing in the surrounding area told me they needed to come out again to make things easier, which was really no issue as it's just 4 quick bolts and they're out. Moving on to the trim now, and with the amount of dust inside the vehicle, having a detail brush is imperative, so I'll work my way around using my boar's hair detail brush to gently lift the dust out of the crevices and straight into the vacuum. And then for the more delicate plastics, I'll use the ultra soft version, and if you're curious where you can get a set of these brushes, the link is in the description for you, so feel free to check them out as they're really high quality brushes. Alright, moving to the carpets now, and despite not being super dirty, they do still need to be extracted as there's a fair bit of dirt embedded in them in some areas, as well as a few stains. And one of the nice things about this Escalade is the quality of the carpet. It's some of the nicest and plushest that I've worked with, so because of that, it makes extracting them a lot easier as it takes less passes to get the solution back out, and they'll come cleaner than cheaper carpet will. So here's what I'm talking about with this carpet. You can see how long the pile is and just how plush it is. So it's really nice carpet to work with. And you'll notice there's a piece of gum stuck in the carpet here. So unfortunately, that's not coming out with the drill brush or extractor, but will only take a few seconds to remove with the steamer later. Now working my way around the vehicle here, and I figured I'd remind you guys about the second channel, as I know I see comments all the time asking for me to do garage cleanup videos after really muddy details. So if that's something you're interested in, I've got several of those videos on the second channel, or maybe you want to see a Q&A or an extracting compilation. Well, I've also done several of both of those, so make sure you give it a look. Here's the half bucket full of dirty water pulled from the Escalade. Gross. Alright, working my way around the vehicle with some APC diluted 10:1 and a slightly damp microfiber towel, I'll wipe down all the interior trim, and then we'll also use steam where it's needed, like in the air vents, and I'll follow that up with my detail brush to make sure I can get them perfectly clean. Okay, with everything clean now, I'll turn to the leather and spraying on some of my Meguiar's D181 leather cleaner. I'll then use a soft horsehair brush to agitate, and it's hard to believe, but it's been nearly 3 months since I've had a vehicle in with leather seats. The last one I did was Flash, the Tornado Hunter storm chasing F-150, which is actually one of my favorite details that I've ever done. So if you guys haven't seen that video, you should really check it out, because it's such a cool and unique truck. But anyways, it's definitely nice to get through the seat cleaning here a little bit quicker today. Now with the seat clean, I'll follow up with some Meguiar's D180 leather conditioner to keep them feeling soft and supple. Now just before I get to applying 303 on all the interior trim, I'll take care of this piece of gum I mentioned earlier, and like I said, the steamer makes really quick work of it. Moving to the paint now, and using some quick detailer for lubricant, I'll use my detailing clay to remove any surface bonded contaminants from the Escalade's paint, like tar, tree sap, iron contamination, or any other road grime. And I remember when I did this last year, the clay pulled all kinds of grime off the paint, so I'm really curious to see what's accumulated over the last year, and having a look, and honestly, it's quite a bit more than I would have thought. Alright, time to apply some Meguiar's synthetic sealant to this black paint to really give it some depth and gloss. So with a black foam finishing pad on my polisher, I'll apply a nice even layer to the entire vehicle, wait about 15 minutes, and then gently buff it off with a 420 GSM microfiber towel. Okay, next up is to get some 303 Aerospace Protectant on all the black exterior trim to give it some UV protection, but also really make it pop and look incredible. Last step now is to dress the tires, and for that I'm using CarPro Pearl diluted about 2 to 1, which is going to leave them with a matte black look when it dries.
Hey, good, how are you?
Good, good. Looks awesome once again.
Yeah.
Good stuff. Clean it up.
Yeah.
What do you think?
It's great, I love it.
Yeah, have a look inside.
Looks brand new again.
A little bit of dust in it?
Yeah, just a little bit. Yeah.
Excellent.
Stuff gets everywhere, so.
Yeah, it certainly does. That's the beauty of living on a farm.
Yeah, oh, for sure.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Well, thank you so much. Once again, you did a great job.
You
Looks
betcha.
awesome.
Okay, well, here you go.
Thank you so much.
Thanks again.
Enjoy it.
Thanks.
All All right guys, and 10 hours later, I am done with the Escalade and it's looking absolutely sick again. Now, I have to say, I do enjoy working on higher quality vehicles like that. There's something about it makes it more enjoyable. Now, if you guys enjoyed this video, make sure you hit that thumbs up button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet, enjoy the guitar outro, and I'll see you guys in the next one.